Morning. Welcome to Good Morning, Anambra. This is our discussion segment. My name is C. Joma, and I have Ugonna with me. Good morning, Ugo.
Yes, good morning. Good morning, IJ. I missed you yesterday.
I
It
know.
was, it was only me yesterday, and I told you guys she was going to come back, and she's back with us now. It's good to have you around.
Thank you. I missed you too. Thank you very much. Okay, today we have a very serious issue at hand. Very, very serious one because I cannot begin to express to you what happened to me last week when I called my how do I call say food vendor and say that my rice is finished, oh, please. I am sending these boys to come and collect one bag. He said, Madam, it's 38,000. Oh. Huh? I said one bag. He said, yes, 38,000. And if you delay, you buy it for 40,000. You know, it wasn't a joke. So today we are talking about food security, Panacea to lingering global food crisis. And of course, this is to mark the 2022 World Food Day. Okay? And then it's a professional area, so we've got some people to join us talk about it. The first person is Sir Ogo Ezono. He's an agropreneur, and when we say that, it means that he's into farming. Okay, so that's why he's here. He's also a founder, Save a Soul for Africa. Good morning, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. Listener, please be with us.
All right. And then the second person is Professor Raphael Okibo. Professor Raphael Okibo is the professor of mycology and plant pathology of the Nnamdi Azikiwe University. Good morning, Prof.
Good morning. Welcome, AJ.
Okay, it's good to have you here. All right. And today, like you said, we're looking at food security, Panacea to lingering global crisis. And when they say food security, when is our food secured, and when do we say that there is insecurity in food? Let me start with you, Ogo Ezono, before I get to the food.
Yeah. When we talk about security of food, we might think about how we plan towards getting that food available, and how we think we plan towards the safety of that food which we have available with us. So securing food first. If you plant food without taking care about the growth of that food, it is not secure. For instance, I want to start by securing the farm. Okay, if one plants in the farm, effort must be made to secure the surrounding of the farm, so that that food which we expect to get for the farm will be secured. That's number one. You secure it from rodents, you secure it from thieves, you secure it from soil agents that can spoil the yam or whatever. Thank God we have a specialist in yam here. Okay, so that is number one. Number two is that food that is produced, that crops that is harvested for the farm, whether it is from the farm or from the poultry or whatever, these are food. How do we secure them? What do we do to make sure that the food we eat is safe? I think this is what I will say for now.
Okay. Prof, you might want to join him.
Yes. When we are talking about food security, normally we have authority who have defined what food security is. The most popular one is Food and Agricultural Society. The one they said, when the food is sufficient, nutritious for the people, that is when we say we have food security. So it is not only that it is secured, it will be sufficient, nutritious for the masses and available for the masses. These are when we say that there is food security.
Looking at the situation of Nigeria, let's narrow it down to Nigeria. Of course, yes, the world is celebrating Global Food Day. Looking at Nigeria as a country, would you say Nigeria has security in food?
Thank you. If you are looking at the factors militating against having food security. You will say Nigeria, we are far, far beyond this. When I will talk on factors that makes this food not available, including Nigeria, these factors make it that Nigeria is not, let me just stop here, Nigeria is not really secured in food. Thank you.
Okay, I actually wanted to ask you whether you can classify Nigeria as a nation of people that have food security, judging from your explanation that food security is when it is available and good for consumption. Mm-hmm. Will you classify Nigeria as one having this?
In the simple terms, no.
No.
No, because...
So, what are the factors now?
Yes, thank you. You have mentioned the factors that are, which is, in short, that's the core of this, our discussion. One is that when we think about it now, we have, first and foremost, is peace and conflict. Mentalized in those days, you will see people going miles away to go and farm. But these days, we no longer have people who will go because of insecurity. Because of insecurity. We are talking about Boko Haram and all these, many of these people now. There is insecurity in that place. Nobody goes to the farm. Peculiarly, I used to know those days when I was in Delta, they will go to, from Mobiaruku, we will go into the villages, into the to go and farm. But these days I no longer see that water. There is what we call climate change. You can witness this climate change. The effect of the climate change is really telling told on our food security. Look at it now. For example, look at the water that is overflowing everywhere now, flood that we have in various communities. Don't you think that it will bring food shortage in the next season? Like we have in Anambra, Anam, and every other thing. Most of these places, they have flooded with flood. All the yams they planted, all of them are destroyed. The crops are destroyed. And the government do not plan for it. Another one that is emergency contingencies. In some places, they normally create an emergency contingency that when something happens, the government, people will intervene, and government will intervene. Also, let's look at it. We don't run away from what we talk about. When you normally put it under HIV diseases, could you recall that last year when we lock up our borders about food, when we have a COVID-19, we never thought about, nobody brought about food. And the people suffer. People did not go to farm. People did not go to farm, diseases. And the part of these diseases is what we talk about. Some people from childhood, there are so many diseases that we have, like polio. Polio made many people think then that they could not go into the farming. That's why Rotary is working on it. That one I will talk on a bit now. We only talk about corruption of political leaders. Sometimes when we even get AIDS, our political leaders will take the money, they will not even pay it, that we can think about helping the poor masses for food production. And this one we are talking about, food production, we only have, like as I've mentioned, in the northern part of the world, when they have droughts. Drought has caused a lot of problems on our agricultural farms. When we have flood, we overhave flood, and there is no preparation. When we have drought in the north, there is no preparation. These things have made Nigeria one of the very insecure food when we are talking about it. I'm only talking about look at us now. When I remember when they did population census, they say we are 63 million, but now we are 120 million. I cannot post the statistics, but let me just, for the purpose of this discussion, say we are 100, people are saying 150 to 200 millions now. About 200 million. Nigerians are about 200 millions now. But you find out that we are 63, and we are not producing food like that. Rather, people are even reducing in the food production. One thing that I have to say about this population growth, When we grow, how are we mechanizing our agriculture? We are not mechanizing anything. Because when population reduces, the number of people produce, and then the mechanization is high, we will be able to say and talk about more of this food. So thank you.
All right, Prof. Thank you very much. Let me come. You know, we have a whole lot we're going to be getting from, you today. Let me come to Sir Ogo Ezono, who is a farmer. Let's look at this rising food, prices and commodity in the markets today. How does it affect farmers and producers?
Yeah, well, the rising prices of food and other commodities in the market must be related to environmental factors. Okay? For instance, if the environment is okay and there is no such problem like this drought and things like that, normally you have enough. And if people are motivated and are interested and they actually go and be involved in farming. If I farm, if I produce food and you produce food and these people produce food, we have enough for those who could not produce.
Because when you talk about having the environment being, conducive and all of that, recently in France, the citizens were on the street. Yeah. Why? Because the prices of foodstuff has skyrocketed.
Yeah, why can they not skyrocket? In economics, you are told that when you have higher the demand, the higher the price. The lower the demand, the lower the price. But supply and demand also have to do something. What I say is that the mouths that eat the available food is more than the available food. That's number one. Number two is that the people who produce this food do not produce enough that will meet up the population. But the most important thing is like the peculiar situation we have now in Anambra State. Okay, this flood menace. If people, like Prof said, if people had taken the signal and information given before and prepared, because that is in planning, if people plan before it, there won't be any problem. We know, and this forecast had been given before now, that there will be this flood in this period. Okay? There is this philosopher, Professor, Frank James, who said, there is some element of good in everything evil. If only men will observantly distill it, that it is the good in every evil out. All right? Flood, yes, flood can be dangerous and can affect food production. But this flood had been forecast before time. If people now plan before time and plant food to get rid of it, we can get food supply, food security. Like now that flood is here now, that flood has brought a lot of manure down here. And this flood will recede very soon, before December, it will go down. That time it has gone down, people should go and farm. Go and farm, make use of the fertilizer that has been brought down, farm and get ready for the other season. Okay? And so that we produce, one can plant any plant from January when it is very dry. We can plant so that before that flood comes, the gestation of that plant is ready. So we can harvest and go, and the danger will not be there. The point now I'm trying to say is that, can our people listen to experts? If people listen to experts, listen to warning, this thing had been happening, it will happen this period. Plan your life toward this time. Plan your farming, plan everything. Then we see that we can get the food. France has population, but they are, at the point of fact, they have mechanized farming. They have. Okay? But the point that the quantum of the food for that mechanized farming is not enough to take care of the people. Just a minute. Down here, before end of August, one could buy a whole bag of potato, sweet potato. You can buy it, one bought it 3,500, 4,000 maximum. And we told, thank God, we told people go and buy before flood would come. And when flood came, I personally went to Onitsha, just near the river bank, where they get this in. My sister and my brother, I couldn't buy 4,000 again. I couldn't buy even 4,500. It is 5,500. Because the flood had come. But if people had harvested that potato, which was ready before that flood, that would be enough.
This issue of insecurity that Prof mentioned.
Yes.
Okay, it's not that people don't know what to do. We have been in this business, we have been doing it, but the problem is there's this insecurity. People are scared to go to their farms to plant, and even when you plant, there's still this fear of having that when you go to harvest, is either the herders have destroyed your farms with their animals or whatever. But the problem, the issue now is what do we do as a people, okay, to make sure that this is not going to be an annual occurrence. Flood, okay, is a national disaster, but food production, that's what we're looking at now. And when you have shortage of food like we have now, what is the role of the government? Because I know in America, a friend called me to say that America is giving them $500 to cushion the effects of just little increase they had in what do you call it, in food supply. Okay, so that people will just have that kind of relief. What is expected of our government to do in a situation where there is food crisis? That's what I want to know.
Yes, we are coming now. You see, one of the most important things somebody expects the government naturally is, somebody will say aid, just like you have mentioned, finance aid. But we have not reached that level of development you will give people finance. They will go and use it to marry second wife or third wives. So if you just begin to give them that money that way. So what we have always asked government, create facilities, create free storage facilities and monitor it. Like you rightly mentioned, our storage facilities is so poor. So there is no way I can give you yam to keep for 2 years for me. It is not only insecurity. Our storage facilities are poor. There is no way I can give you a bag of tomato to keep for me for the next year. Go to developed societies. They monitor plants all the year round. And some of these things, as I said, in agriculture and development, the lesser people with mechanization, the more food production. Yes, if you have that 90% of people are farmers, we will have less production. If we have 5%, like when you go to all these developed society, less than 5% practice the farming, aided by the government, aided by people. If you can talk about when you go to mushroom farm, which I visited in Thailand, it can cover the whole of ABS. Only mushroom is being provided. The whole of this, the vicinity of this ABS, mechanized farming. So the less we do, more people are mechanized, and we mechanize our agriculture and we mechanize our storage. We don't have storage facilities in this country. There is nothing, we are planting for daily use. If you are planting for yam, you are planting from this year to next year. If you are planting for tomato, you are planting for 1 month. You just finish the tomato you have, or else it will rotten. Is it the electricity that is stable? The electricity, that's why I say government should help us to provide the facility. The electricity are not stable. The electricity are not stable. You cannot even store anything under electricity. You cannot keep your things. We do not have the atmosphere. The microorganisms are ravaging the ones that we have now. We don't have any sterile environment. So considering this thing, government, you need to give us aids, involve in creating the storage facilities, giving us sterile environment for this storage. Thank you.
Let me just join him and then say something that is responsive to what I just requested. I must give credit to the government of Soludo that something has just done, which we may not see the impact now, but in 5 years we shall see that. What am I talking about? He has seen the impact of improved palm trees and cocoyam. And thank God when I came around in the ABS, I saw a lot of them being planted here, okay? Coconuts, yes, coconuts, sorry, not cocoyam. Right. These coconut trees and palm tree seedlings, we have improved one. We have the one we call Terena. We have the one we call Super Gene. Okay? The Super Gene, when you plant it and it comes out, every palm frond will have one big head of what do you call it? No, both coconut and the seed and the palm tree.
Oh, really?
Okay? And they start early enough to produce. From 4 years, 5 years, start to produce. I have them in my farm today. And I'm enjoying them. Okay? Now, if
And
like
they're not
the
GMO.
government has done now.
And they're not GMO.
Eh?
Not GMO.
No, they're not. Like what you have in your compound now, government now collects them from the farmers, give them out to a government establishment like schools, and the one I have here, I think I have counted not less than 100 in your compound. I want to shock you that in 5 years, what you will harvest from what you have paid nothing will shock you. If other governments can do like this, supply people with something like that, give them, thank God Prof is a specialist in yam. If he teaches people how to produce, how to mass produce yam, okay, we can get enough. There's a way we can just palm, what they call it, plantain. You can get for one plantain more than 50. This is research. And when we get that and give to people. Sometimes when I get this special species of plants, I call the farmers I have ginger to start farming. Take this thing, I will pay, go and plant. And when they plant, I enjoy coming and coming to their farm and seeing these things. So government has started. We thank Governor of Anambra State, and we want other government to follow suit. But what he is praying, what the Prophet is praying is that let other governments help people.
So I was going to ask, are we the cause of our problem when it comes to food security? For instance, what is the reason why there are no lots of investment in the agricultural sector? Because lack of investment into the agricultural sector, I want to believe, is one of the reasons why we are complaining about food. We're talking about the oil sector, we're talking about some other sectors in the country, and it looks as if every other sector is, having their field day. What's happening to the agricultural sector?
Yes. You see, immediately you ask this question, frankly speaking, I would have laughed. Because why I've just laughed is one of what we are saying, that political instability is one of the major factors. And the people left. I remember those days when we were having Kano pyramids, palm fruits of Nigeria, palm fruits. People left all those things and moved. When oil started moving, they moved from oil. And within the few people now, when politics started, everybody now is a politician. If you ask that person what he is, he's a politician. What does he do as a politician? He say, I'm a politician. So you find out that based on what you asked now, people left agriculture. And agriculture, the youth left the town and moved into the towns in urban city. Left agriculture for our great farmfathers and the poor. Agriculture is being practiced by the poor in our great fathers and the poor people in the village.
Why is that?
Because of, thank you for that question now. The major reason for it is that when these people came in now, people are not subsidizing. Agricultural do not, when you get losses in agriculture, government will not help you. I've said it in one of the factors, meditating. When you get losses, and agriculture do not yield that quick money, the youth started pursuing for the quick money, and are the people that we are replacing the old. Because there is free money from politics, free money from oil.
Agricultural loans here and there in the banks, from the CBN to the commercial banks. And people, like you say, people collect the agricultural loan to go and marry, to and build houses and go and start trading on, what do you call it, provisions, instead of investing it in the farms.
I quite agree with you. That's what I told you. I earlier said that when you give people loans, they will not return, they will not pay it back.
So who do we blame for this again? Because it looks as if you've been saying the federal government, would not help if there are issues coming up and all of that. But if they've actually made provisions for loans from various, agencies or bodies, and most of the time, these loans given to these people, these farmers, they don't end up using it for what it should be used for. What do we put the blame on?
You see, there is no punishment for some people who did not pay for the loans, because those who even get the loans are people who are related to people who are related to people who give the loans. So there is nobody has ever been faulted.
Somebody has joined us.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes.
Morning, welcome.
Your name and location, briefly.
I'm calling from Oka, Mrs. Patricia.
Mrs. Patricia, thank you for joining us. Go ahead with your contributions or questions.
All right. I'm so much interested in what you are discussing this morning. But I would want to just contribute a bit and then ask for the man on red. I would want to have his contact personally, but there are so many things he said that I'm interested in.
That's right.
So then the contribution I want to make is just like what the talk said. One of the things that are scaring people away from agriculture. For instance, now I have a little fish farming in my compound, but because of lack of funds, it's frozen. And then going for this loan of a thing to borrow, to collect and all that, they are not available. Not especially for the people that like us who have it in a little scale. So I'm finding it difficult to cope with the people. I don't know if there is any help or anyhow I can improve it by taking a loan from the government.
Okay.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank
Just keep listening.
All right. Yeah, but before we go on, please, let's take a short break and bring in some people that we'll talk to on the streets. And when we come back, we'll continue talking. Stay.
In a developing countries like India and so other countries, their economy is boosted by agriculture. And looking at the arrangement of the systems within those countries, the government is in support of the farmers. You could imagine in a country like ours in Nigeria, when someone that is interested in to venture into agriculture as a business, if you eventually farm, security problems will be a threat to you. The government should support farmers by providing subsidy and the rest, seedlings and the rest of them, like fund the resources, because a subsistence farmer don't have the resources to procure machines or the farming implements to go into mechanized farming. So it is the duty of government to bring those things closer to the farmers.
So how do you farm when strangers are inside your bush? So that's the problem. And the federal government is not doing anything, is not doing much about it. Today they will keep people, and tomorrow they will tell you, we'll look into it, they will condemn it. But what action? No action. No physical action. Today a bag of rice is about, Nigerian made, is about 30,000 naira if you want the best, 32. So how can you survive with agriculture? It's the cornerstone of every economy. Agriculture is the main cornerstone of every economy. So we are downtrodden.
And the total abandonment of agrarian economy in our society, in fact, has contributed immensely to our social problem. As a matter of fact, you'll agree with me that currently no average youth or Nigerian is ready to bend down. Everybody believes on quicker money. Based on this, our social values has vanished. And that is why the society is going without any headway. You see? On a personal level, I believe that for us to build a society, everyone has to come back to the realities of life by encouraging a complete agriculture. By complete agriculture, I mean both peasant farming and industrial farming.
I will relay everything to the government, because assuming that the government has done what they're supposed to do towards agriculture by using mechanized agriculture, because outside there, I mean outside the country, an agriculturist is the richest man. Like these apples that they are bringing into our country, is it not a product of agriculture? So in the part of lack of interest, I believe that if agriculture is being boosted, I mean being mechanized, youth will be interested.
Okay. Good to have you back. Mechanization, mechanization, mechanization. But there's one guy there, Chukwu, that said that, how come you are not expecting to see food scarcity when there are no people is in the farm, no person is in the farm? You go to the farm, you are either killed or you are maimed or you are raped if you're a woman. I think they rape men too now. Okay, so this is just where we are set today. But we must continue as long as Naiden Dundi was now I'm at Bondoko. So that means you keep living. Okay. Okay, so let's continue. We have a professor of yam in the house. And Mama, when we are growing Vanatton of Christmas, no one look at the Okenye see a chekwaji. You ought to go. I'm a Majona no Igbo. That's why I want to come down to this level now. Apakosianya kesienya na oba na nke abụ nke a ga-elili nke abụ nke a ga-aka akọ. Kedu ka esi preserve ya? Because ode maybe because na enwero government provided storage. That's where I'm going. Okwo we kan dey ban isi akwara be ife ma ede ma ji ma diza nke a ga-elili ma nke a ga-akọkwa akọ. So all those technology nke anya is it gone now?
No. If I find that our technology is just a subsistent technology, 1 year technology. Okay. And when we are talking about years, they are still practicing that thing. We have 5 methods of yam storage. The one you are mentioning is just yam barn, creating of yam barn, of which you tie the position of where the head is facing. The head has to face out of the sun because of growth. Then you have with the one like I'm from Ojo of yam barn. Some people preserve their yam by burying it, don't dig away yam. Or they bury the yam when the season comes, leaving the ones that you will use and the one that you will plant.
It won't rot.
They do not. They know how to sterilize it. No, that's the form of preservation. The preservation. There? Some people will keep it in use. These are the yams from. It's better on it. You put a plank or you put wood. Keep it in heaps. This method works for a group of people. Every end of yam practice is what we call yam rot, to prevent rot before the time. And having done that one, because I decided to work on looking at the yam rot. So today I have much work on the what will make it. If there is any way you can prevent fungi from the yam can last. All these things is just for 1 year. They have not found a way which yam can last 2 years.
Is this for 1 year thing you're asking? Is it a Nigerian thing or globally?
I may say globally, because yam is more of, would Nigeria produce 60% of yam in the whole world?
Okay, but is there any way you can store yam? Set of yam that will replace the one that you have taken out.
Suppose there is drought, you cannot produce that year. Can't we have enough that we can eat the other yam year? So our own is that if we don't eat next year, it's destroyed. Try so many. I told you all my life, 4 years I've been working on yam rot. That today I can be proud that even if you Google the yam rot and control, You see, Okibo will be the first 10 articles. I'm trying to tell you is that we have done, people said, can we use nitrogen to preserve it? But it's very costly.
And is it safe? Is it just costly? Is it safe?
No, it's safe when you come to nitrogen.
So is it possible to use the nitrogen and store it for over a year?
Yes, that's what people have tried it.
And
people tried chemicals. After some time, the yam will lose water. They have tried chemicals. After some time, the culinary will leave. You know, there is, when you eat yam, there is that taste you want to have.
Yes.
That taste will go. If after,
and then you are eating sharp. Okay, let's look at cassava. Let's look at
Let
cassava.
me just touch the yam before going to cassava. Okay? See, God has plan for every creature. And every plant has gestation period. Okay? Of yam here, and preserve it well, whether it is buried or put to have aeration. Okay? That tuber of yam will be there with you. Okay? But we see that the tuber of yam you harvest in October will be there with every condition put in place. But the moment it is time for that tuber to go to the ground to get up again, you will see it germinate. And the more it stays, the thinner it becomes, because the water is going out by evaporation or whatever. Okay? Yes. So that you see that sometimes when we harvest new yams, people say they want to look for the old yam. But that a period in that eating of that old yam where people say the old yam is no longer old yam, it is sharp, they will now go to new yam. What I'm trying to say, in fact, is that if you preserve a tuber of yam across that gestation period, that period when it is meant to stay without sprouting, okay, it will no longer be yam.
What is the gestation period?
Well, it's not more than 6 months.
So, with all of the innovations coming up generally in the world,
that is what I wanted.
Yes.
Is it that we cannot preserve it?
No, it's very, very possible. Like the issue of tomato. Okay? Tomato, we say we cannot preserve. We have done some research. We can use this local earth pot. Put sand in that local earth pot. Pick one. Okay? Put tomato there. Put this sackcloth on it. Okay? Cover it. I can tell you that tomato can be there after a year. No.
No.
It's a proven research.
It's not.
We talk more ite.
Ite
on a side by size. Okay? Put them get a big one like this. Get sand, ordinary sand. Put it there. Then put this tomato there.
Fresh tomato.
This ripe tomato, not even a ripe one. Put the ripe tomato, but strong that time, the time of period of package. Okay? Put them there. Put this sackcloth apache on it, okay, and sprinkle, make it moist. Sprinkle water there. Leave it there. It will be there for 1 year. It will not rot. We have tried it. I'm not telling you what can happen.
Okay, what will happen to it? Will it start shrinking or?
It will be there.
Exactly the
only
form.
thing that will make it not remain there is that you allow air to enter it, and you pour too much water. When you put more water, some of them will rot. But if you just spread water there, we have tried it.
Okay, will you keep spraying the water?
Yes,
once in a while you
to make
spray?
it moist, yes.
Once in a while you spray it.
It would be difficult for a professor of plant pathology to believe, like
This is what I have done. That is
to
what I have
believe
done.
on this issue, because
Yes.
Really?
it's difficult because of every organism is a fungi and are ubiquitous all over the earth. Okay. So once you just enter that place, the decay will start. Yes, there may be some plants that are built from resistance. Some tomatoes are built resistance to stay longer.
Yes.
As you just rightly mentioned, there is gestation.
Yes.
Just like every human being. Before early 40s, we believed that our human gestation is 50 years.
Correct,
there was a time. But we worked on our life now. We are saying 90, 120.
Yes.
An average Nigerian is almost 70 now.
Yes.
So that is what we are saying. We scientists are working on. Let yam have that longer gestation, 2 years. That is what brought it. But you to saying that a plant, there was a time where our lifespan is 40 years.
Okay, fine. Fine, let's move on. I talked about cassava. These are the two major food crops we have, yam and cassava.
Yeah.
How do we preserve cassava? We know you can do gari, you can do apu, that's fufu, and a whole lot of things. You can even make a alebo out of it. What other way do we do? How do we make sure that we preserve it for a long time?
Cassava will rot if it is kept like that in tubers. Okay? What we do to preserve it is to desiccate it, dry it. After all, you don't take cassava almost raw. Okay? Like you just mentioned fufu, all those things. When you get cassava, peel the cassava. Okay? If you put it in a place that is not secured, it will be eaten by these pests. Okay? But get that cassava, put it in a place that the water can be off it. Okay? And pack it well. Pack it in a place that will be airtight. When it's airtight, it will don't have problems. There is this. Yes, after peeling it, dry it. You dry it, okay? But if you dry it and keep it carelessly, it will rot. But then there is this natural preservative method we have. This our need tree, this dogoyaro. You will be surprised. Anything that rots, is it cassava, is it beans, is it whatever, just put it in a container, get even the leaves, put there, but the most effective is the seeds of dogoyaro. Okay? Which, when they grow, they fall on the ground, people leave them. Harvest them. Okay? Those dried seeds, pour them around, whatever you want to preserve. Yes, dried one, it has to be dried.
So even if you harvest them fresh, you still have to dry them before you use them?
Well, because of the rot, because, you know, in that thing you call the seed, you have the fruit. That thing outside is the fruit, which eventually some people lick.
Okay.
But the seed is the what I'm talking about.
Inside the fruit.
Okay.
Okay.
Get a potato of it, put in that container. Okay. Cover it. No weevil will enter there. Nice. It will not enter for cassava. It will not enter for beans. It will not enter for anything that you fear. That is nature for you.
Wow.
Let's delve more into the prices of food.
And while we are delving, excuse me, we are still waiting for your calls. There's number on your screen. Call us and then ask your question or make an input. Find a fight with food security. We want to have food here. Let's go.
Good. While we're actually, let's talk about food production, because, I mean, prices rather. There were times where the federal government shut the borders like you talked about. And, you know, it now looks like even the things we produce here are very expensive. And a lot of people began saying, why would we, you know, produce, you know, our own food, and is this expensive when we import and it's more cheaper? With the situation on ground now, of course the borders has been open, importation is going on, we're still producing, but food prices are still high. Where do we go from here, Prof?
Yes, elementary economics tells us scarcity and choice. The population growth. We all know that when there is scarcity, the prices will rise, and the choice also. When you are used to producing a particular, like me and you now, we just develop a habit of eating Igbo cola. When the dogoyaro is brought out, the other cola, people will tell you they prefer this one. So the goro, when goro is coming out, all of them are cola combinata. So when they produce, we prefer this one. Choice also makes us scarce when we are talking academics. But we have already, that's what we have been talking about, food prices. People, we are not even producing enough considering our population. Look at it, we've mentioned that we are 63 million and then we are 200 and something million now. Do you know that it is those 63 people that are producing? The old are the ones still producing to feed 100 and something million. So there is no way the food we produce, and we are not mechanizing it, that can give us, there will not be scarcity. So what we are telling you is that our population have outgrown the people who are producing crops. That's
When you talk about mechanized farming, what exactly does it mean? Is it that a whole lot of equipment that doesn't require farmers going to the farm anymore, but they get this farming and produce out there for people to make use of it?
Look, when we are talking about mechanized farming now, it becomes a professional farming. Let me tell you now, it's very few to see somebody now who will tell you that I'm a farmer. He must have retired from the work he's doing and then start home building. Can somebody say, I'm a farmer from childhood, practicing farming till the end? You don't see people like that. So we still call farming as a part-time job meant for the old. Now, when we are talking about agricultural farming, we are talking about machine-aided farming.
A lot of young people are venturing into farming now.
Because they don't have job. If they get white collar jobs.
I have a cousin that read agricultural engineering, but that was a long time in the 80s. Okay, so it's not just now. I think they're doing very well now.
No,
a lot of young people,
majority,
not just because there's
of
no
them
job.
Don't, but we're encouraging them to go into farming.
Oh yes.
We're encouraging them. Occasionally you see just on the scattered dot somebody that will be on that. Yes. What we are saying is that let us have machine-aided, government-aided, a survey. When you talk about farming now, you look at a soil scientist will come to this soil and say, this is the farm that you will go in now. That would be good for this particular. This is the soil that will be good for this particular crop. Machine-aided. Then they will study the soil, study everything. Then the weather environment. Like a particular point in time, we have long weather and short weather. The environmentalists have to come in and tell us when there will be long day and short day. That helps in all cereals like corn and monocultures. It helps them when you have a long day and short day. When all these people combine environment to produce crop, we will be able to get machine, with the help of machine, more crops will be gotten than what human being can produce. If you see a harvester or a planter harvesting and planting, he can plant from here to almost Unisig.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, we are running out because I think we have given a very good bite to this topic. But before we go, Sir Ogo Ezono, the 2022 World Food Day theme is Leave No One Behind. So by way of rounding up, how are we going to apply that in our everyday living to make sure that nobody is left behind?
Fine. Thank you very much. What we need to do is to make people interested in food, whether it is food production or food security. I am proud to say that as an agripreneur in my own community in Nobi, okay, I have made farming a proud profession, such that school children are very much motivated in farming. And I challenge the government of Anambra State, government of any state in Nigeria, to come to me. I will take them to over 7 hectares of land where school children, I say school children, farm. What do they farm? It could be just bitter leaf, small bitter leaf they put in small portion of land, and within a few weeks they harvest the leaves and get a lot of money.
This is good.
You need to see those who are planting whatever. But then, like the prophet talking about mechanization, we help them get this pumping machine, get water from the river, and every morning they do like this,
catching cruise,
rush to school, come back in the evening, do the thing.
Oh no, this is good.
We're coming to the dry season now. When people now say after rain, no more planting. It is during dry season that we get more vegetables, for instance.
This is good.
Okay?
Leave no one behind.
These children put on this their music. They'll be singing, go, and they're doing this thing. So the problem was that in the past, people saw farming as that belonging to aged, illiterate people. But when they see somebody like me, a retired director of education, okay, going to the farm, and they come to my farm and see what I'm doing. In the morning you see me, in the afternoon you see me, in the evening you see. I call the third time I cook food in my own farm. We enjoy eating it there.
Chai, this
so
is
they
good.
see that form.
I think this is good. I think
Yes.
the government should look into this and see how this can go around the state.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, if you have this in all the localities, all the local governments in our state,
Yeah.
I don't think we'll be crying of this. At least making the children, carrying them along, leaving no one behind.
Yes.
So that they will develop this interest in farming.
That's right.
It's very, very important
And
to us.
I want to add, we have advised people to convert most of their flower gardens to vegetable garden. Okay, in my own house now in Nobi, community in Nobi, most of the flowers by the side of my house, I have taken them away because they are not ornamental. I can now put my vegetable. I can now have the pepper that my wife uses in this. It just get out for the kitchen. Can raise pepper from the garden and go inside.
It's
so
also
if we make people
the pepper tree is also a flower.
Come on,
I like that.
What I tell you, you
Let's
come
go.
tomorrow and see
Randall.
it. Yes.
All right, thank you very much. Prof, quickly, would you want to, your parting words to, our teaming fans out there listening to you? There what you need to tell them is regarding the celebration of food, the Global Food Day celebration.
No, what I will really say is that I encourage people to be involved in home garden. There is this Anambra talking about Uba Zulu.
Yes.
Any little space you have, just do a little bit farming. Uba Zulu. That is the major issue. Thank you.
Right. Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, thank you so very much for joining us today. I want to say a very big thank you to our guest today, who's actually, told us, most of the things we really need to make food security and, of course, food crisis reduce. And also the founder of for Africa.
All right.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Professor Raphael Akibo, who is a professor of mycology and plant pathology at the Nnamdi Azikiwe University. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, well, IJ, it's time for us to...
Okay, we must go. Thank you. Thank you, the team. Good morning, Anambra, the producer, the house directors, camera, floor manager, a whole lot of them. We thank you very much. It's been a very beautiful outing this morning. My name is Sijama. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Bye.